JA endeavors to protect the farm management of its member farmers and their daily lives. One major pillar of JA is its credit business, which operates almost in the same way a bank does for credit business. At the current time, JAs in Japan have a total savings of 78 trillion yen, putting them shoulder to shoulder with the highest ranking banks in Japan. This video presentation explores the reasons why JA operates its credit business along with its marketing and other businesses, and explains the inner workings of its credit business. First, just why does JA operate a credit business? Looking at the Japanese economy about 100 years ago, agriculture accounted for the majority of national production, and most of the population lived by farming. Rice production dominated agriculture. In Japan, rice is planted in the spring and harvested 5 to 6 months later. Long ago, this meant that for about a half-year period of time, people had no income. This forced them to borrow money from landowners at very high interest rates. The idea was that they would repay the loan from revenues they would earn from the next rice harvest in the autumn. But if crops were bad, they wouldn't even be left with enough money to start farming again the following year. The government then established the Industrial Cooperatives Law, aimed at enhancing the status of farmers and agricultural productivity. Thus, industrial cooperatives, predecessors to JA, came into being all over Japan. They lent money to their members during the idle period from planting to harvest and freed the farmers from the burden of paying high interest rates. This is how JA's credit business started. In 1947, the Agricultural Cooperatives Law was enacted, and agricultural cooperatives were established throughout the country. The newly born agricultural cooperatives carried on the legacy of the previously formed industrial cooperatives. They were consolidated into multi-purpose agricultural cooperatives, JAs, operating a credit business as well as marketing and other businesses. Being a multi-purpose agricultural cooperative has enabled JA to contribute greatly to enhancing the farm management and livelihood of its members and earn their steadfast trust. It is one of the main reasons for the success of JA's credit business. JA's credit business comprises three main pillars: account settlement, savings, and loans. We'll examine account settlement and savings first. Farm products from all over the country are gathered together at wholesale markets in large cities. The vegetables that Kiyoshi Koyama, a JA member, ships are sold through one of these markets. But just how does he receive the proceeds from the sales? This takes place as part of JA's credit business settlement operations. The JA Koyama belongs to, the wholesale company, and the Norin Chukin Bank are all tied together in this process. The wholesale company is consigned to sell produce shipped to the market by JA. It auctions the produce, collects the money from the buyer, and then forwards it to JA. The Norin Chukin Bank consolidates the credit businesses of JAs nationwide, like the main branch of a bank. In concrete terms, the wholesale company informs the Norin Chukin Bank of how much money has been collected for JA on Koyama's behalf, and then pays the money to the bank. After taking receipt of the money, the Norinchukin Bank contacts JA with the amount of money received on Koyama's behalf and pays it to JA. When JA takes receipt of the money, it subtracts its commission and passes on the remainder. The amount paid is based on data regarding the quantity and quality of the produce that each member delivers. The amount paid to individual members is deposited into that person's savings account and recorded in their ledger. Afterward, the member is able to withdraw the amount at any time. Thanks to JA and the Norinchukin Bank and their nationwide network, it becomes possible to collect money from the sale of Koyama's produce, settle accounts, and get him paid without him ever leaving his house. This is how its settlement operations work. The settlement operations are centered mainly around sales related to agricultural products, but they also include taking receipt of pension payments and bank transfers of salaries of family members of cooperative members working in companies. In addition to receiving payments, settlement operations also include making payments as well. Payments for the seeds, fertilizer, and other materials Koyama needs to produce his vegetables are consolidated and deducted from his savings account at the end of each month and paid to JA. Details of the payments are made available to Koyama in the form of a statement. This frees up cooperative members from having to make numerous time-consuming payments and ensures that JA is able to receive payment for the sales of production materials sold to its members. These deductions from member savings accounts at their request are called account debiting. Account debiting is used also for paying taxes and water and other utility bills. After deducting the cost of production materials and living expenses from the income of the sale of their farm products, the remainder is what the members are able to save. JA is also able to use these savings as loans to members who require them. Put in other terms, JA's credit business represents a mutual financing system among its members. Now an explanation about the credit business's loan operations. This year, Koyama purchased a new tractor, with 80% of the cost financed by JA. We'll take a look at how Koyama was able to arrange for the loan. We'll start by examining his farm management plan. Initially, Koyama sought the advice of a JA farm advisor. Based on the current status of his production, trends in the consumption of crops and sales prices, and all other available information, the farm advisor was able to recommend the best tractors to buy in consideration of his farm management plan. Koyama decided on one particular tractor and projected the increase in income he could generate with the addition of the new tractor. This became the basis of his business plan. Next, he examines how much of the required money he could provide and how much he would have to borrow from JA. This becomes his financing plan. Since a financing plan is based on calculations to ensure the money is paid back, it also functions as a repayment plan. His repayment plan must reflect careful consideration to how much his family needs to live on and other aspects of his overall farm management and family expenses. Otherwise, there would be no way to guarantee that sufficient funds are in place for his children's educational expenses and that there is still enough to repay the loan. Failure to pay back the loan would not only create huge problems for him, other members of the cooperative would suffer as well, as it is also their savings that form part of the overall fund for the loans. The important thing is that all the cooperative members involved in the loan recognize that everything must be carefully examined during the planning stage, and that the plans be implemented without fail and the money repaid. In this way, the loan is granted. This is how Koyama was able to borrow the funds to purchase his new tractor. But this is not the end. Koyama now embarks on the long road ahead to work hard to ensure that his farm is successful and he can repay the loan. And for JA, it doesn't end here either. For the staff in charge, there is still other important work to do. This includes making sure the annual installment payments are made on time, checking to see that the client's business is going according to plan, and administering the loan together with the farm management guidance and marketing divisions. JA's credit business is not limited to securing funds for agricultural production, as we have just seen. It also helps members obtain funds for a variety of financing needs, including housing and educational expenses for their children. When it has met all the financing needs of its members and has accumulated what is referred to as surplus funds, these are put to work on the ordinary financial market. These are invested mainly in and operated by the Norin Chukin Bank, which represents JA funds. JA's credit business also acts as a gateway for financing systems such as policy financing and institutional financing, which the government implements to support agriculture. With its farm management guidance activities and marketing business solidly at its foundation, JA's credit business has implemented a number of effective activities. Promotions to persuade every member to make a special effort to deposit money into their savings account all on the same set day each year, and programs to visit members' homes to promote savings. JA's credit business is indeed intimately intertwined with the farm management and livelihood of all its members.